What if I told you there was a way to actually get shekels every single day that will allow you to rebirth? If you're one of the many people that ended up rebirthing and losing everything, and you have no way of getting shekels back and you don't want to sell your pets, I did something random yesterday without even realizing it. Sure, you guys can grow all these massive plants and you could try to get as many mutations as possible to go ahead and sell. That's one option, right? But what if I told you there was something else that's probably a little better? It does require some time, it does require some wombification, aka making plants very large and getting some mutations on it for this. But you'll be able to instantly get shekels to go ahead and rebirth daily if you save them up. Unfortunately, you're gonna have to choose between selling them or giving them to Sam. Sam unlocks the new shop that's inside of the seed shop, and you can get a cocoa melon, or you could just straight away sell everything that you can get from this. I almost forgot that we could sell food dishes. Not only can we feed our pets with it, but we can also sell them. I just pulled this one out today, and I don't think I'm gonna get as much for this one specifically, so we're gonna see how much this one's worth. So this is only worth 1,000,000 shekels. I could technically go ahead and sell it because it didn't have that many mutations on it, but I did make a soup a while ago, and this was around probably when Crispy Bacon came out for the cooking event. It is this large soup right here. It is Bloom, Cloud Touched, Maelstrom, Pollinated, Shocked, and Zombified, and it is a rare, succulent soup. We'll keep that in mind. It is a rare tier soup. But what happens if I go down to sell it with Steven and ask how much this is worth? How much is this worth? Boom! Look at that. This is an instant rebirth right here for shekels. And that's just a small little soup. I say small as in like the rarity, okay? It's not small. This is a really big soup. This is a massive soup. But what if you're able to create these daily to just go ahead and save up for whenever you're ready to go ahead and rebirth? Sure, the Garden Ascension thing is, honestly, it's a little different right now because I'm a little stuck at this very moment. I know I made a video yesterday speaking about how it's a little difficult in order to get a twisted mutation. I would love to go ahead and ascend right now, but this twisted sugar apple, this mutation is refusing to apply to anything in my garden. The bonus side of this is when you do have 2 slots here, you're able to interchange between 2 of your cooking pots. I dedicate one to actually giving to Sam, and I actually dedicate one giving to Steven. It doesn't necessarily need to just be one cooking pot. You want to utilize everything that the game gives you. That way you don't have to worry about like, do I choose Sam or do I choose Steven? Or you could utilize either one for 2 plots. Technically, if you're really lucky, you can actually create a ton of dishes within the day and just go ahead and prep. I call that meal prepping. But this helps out so much because at the very end of the day, you'll end up getting stuck with any plants here that are barely even worth a few 100,000,000. I found that the more rarer mutations end up giving you higher multipliers, and it gives you a better outturn for your dishes itself. Technically, I could take this cyclamen and actually go ahead and put it in the pot to go ahead and make tea, but I do have a few dishes here that I can go ahead and just kind of get an idea of what they're worth. If it's not worth too much, then I'll obviously give it to Sam. So we're gonna go ahead and save this one. Oh wait, I can't favorite it. Never mind. So I'll just have to remember it. We have this Brain Rot Eclipsed Frozen Fried Smoothie. This one is worth 100. Wait, I didn't even get to read it. I think it just said 100,000,000 or something. Hold on. Okay, yeah. So this one is 114 billion. So not quite. This one I don't believe is gonna be worth that much. So we're gonna take a look at it too. Yeah, this one's 18 million. This one I can go ahead and feed to one of my pets. All right, we have this one right here. This one is worth 52 million. Technically, I could choose to give this one to Sam or feed it to my pets. Here's another one. This one is 189. This is our most recent one that I believe I just made the other day. This one is 2.2 billion. I think that's what it said. But you kind of want to submit things inside of the cooking pot that have a ton of mutations. And of course, the larger it is, the more it will be at the very end of the day. So we're going to go over a couple of recipes that I can go ahead and create for this because again, remember, I ended up creating this right here, which is just a rare succulent soup, but the multipliers and the size of it actually does help. You even saw this one right here. This one is Frozen, Glimmering, Sun-Dried, Tranquil, Windstruck, but it also has very large fruits inside of it. This can save you guys so much time when it comes to just figuring out what you want to do for shekels, especially if you just started off with 0 and you have no means of figuring out and you're wondering, how in the world do I make my shekels back? So there are two recipes that I ended up testing out. The recipe for the sweet tea, for some odd reason, it keeps making a smoothie, so I would definitely try to test other recipes out. I'm gonna go ahead and test a sandwich out to see if this actually helps me out in the long run. It keeps making a smoothie, but I mean, obviously, if you're able to utilize the smoothie with a ton of really good things with a lot of good mutations in it, this is probably another thing that you can use as well. Mine had celestial, frozen, sandy, shocked, static, tranquil, and windstruck. However, keep in mind that the dish itself was huge, and that's the reason why it was worth so much. Okay, so this time around, I chose to take out some plants. I'm going to be filling all 6 ingredients within the cooking pot, which is going to be this right here, this other plant right here, this sugar apple, this cyclamen, and this as well. And I want to see how much this is going to go ahead and garner me at the very end of the day. Sure, it might make something random at this point. Okay, it looks like we can only submit 5. I don't know why for some reason I thought it was 6. But it looks like the mutation bar is all the way at 100%. So let's go ahead and skip this and see what we get out of it. Okay, it looks like it's another smoothie, and that's fine. And if we're lucky enough, one of these chef gorillas can go ahead and double the dishes. And to be honest, if I were to even get to like 500 billion shekels, that's completely fine. All right, let's see how much this one's worth. Okay, so this one didn't make it to the cut, so this is fine. I can just go ahead and feed this to Sam when I choose to. To be honest, most of this stuff is kind of testing out what really works when it comes to the recipes and figuring out what mutations, dishes, stuff like that are created. What I'm doing right now is I'm getting a section within my garden set up for sandwiches. Now, this is the part where it might get a little extreme for a lot of players out there. I am using a few sprinklers for this, and I mean a few as in pretty much all tier sprinklers within the shop. This includes the basic, the advanced, the godly, the master, and finally, the grand master. Of course, using a couple of watering cans and some of the Triceratops to go ahead and help me progress their size growth helps out a lot at the very end of the day. Right now, yeah, the grand tomato I didn't expect to actually explode to be this large, so I'm just kind of waiting for them to finish out. I might have to actually get the trowel because I did not expect this to actually explode the way that it just did right now. And I'm gonna have to immediately favorite these the second they're done. So for this, we have a tomato, we have a violet corn, 2 grand tomatoes, and there should be a regular corn in here somewhere. For this one, we are going to be following the Garden Guy's recipe to go ahead and create this, and also by memory for myself. If I can get anywhere near this price again by creating maybe just 2 dishes to hit that 1 trillion, then that's all I need. I can make a larger tomato from this, to be honest. And I can actually make a regular little tomato here again, just in case, because you just never know. I also did place a jalapeno down here, just in case, because you just never know. Oh, okay. Oh my god. Okay. What the heck did I just make? Okay, hold on. I'm just so confused right now. I mean, the bigger the better. I mean, I didn't expect to grow this many grand tomatoes. Okay, I might have to move this here in a little bit. This is totally unscripted. I don't know what just happened. I grew 2 grand tomatoes and they're exploding. Okay, I'm gonna take a second for this actually. God! Oh my god! Oh my god, dude! Oh my god! Oh my, dude! I didn't expect the plant to explode. Elk! Oh my god! Where are you? He's not even here! Oh my god! Elk! There's Eli in purple. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! I'm inhaling air. This is like, oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god. What do I do? Oh my god. Get out of here, Sugar Glaze. I can't see anything. I probably destroyed it. I can't see anything. Oh my god. The Triceratops. What did you do? Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. I can't get oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, I finally calmed down. So the garden right now, I had to move some stuff to get out of the way. So I have the tomatoes right over here. I have this huge violet corn. You can use violet corn or just regular corn for this. The 2 grand tomatoes, which are fully separated because they actually blew up in my farm. And then I have this sugar glaze. Of course, I have some jalapenos as well, just to have them here because it can be used for the sandwich. stage. Once everything is fully grown out, I can remove the Triceratops and any of the other pets, which is a flamingo, I believe, and I can replace them with pets that can give really good multipliers. Afterwards, I can just wait until they get their little mutations, pull them out, and throw them in the cooking pot. Remember, utilize both plots with the cooking pot, and make sure you use your chef gorillas because they can double the dishes that you're making. The more, the better. Whether that goes to Sam or to Steven, that's totally up to you. And in theory, if it's a really good dish to sell over to Steven, then it's most likely a really good dish to give to Sam. So the list of pets that I'm currently using right now, 2 lemon lions, which can give me a 100 times multiplier, an aromatic tan chuzuru, an aromatic kappa, an aromatic honeybee, and a giant being corrupt kitsune. Now this might take a little time to go ahead and get some mutations on some of these things. And in order for me to actually get a better chance to get any type of mutations, especially when it comes to the sun-dried mutation, I'm gonna have to make a tanning mirror. This is the only thing that might take forever just because it takes 45 minutes for this to actually grow or make. I have brain rot now. All right, so 45 minutes, we'll come back here and we'll pick this up and we'll place it inside of the garden. That makes sense. And once these little guys are done, there are a couple of options that you can choose to do this with, okay? And it causes you to, 1, create your little loadouts right over here on the side. You can have all these loadouts ready. You're gonna need pets for mutations. Optional, you can have pets to go ahead and progress the time it takes for these things to grow out. Then finally, if you have pets that can go ahead and have the chance to duplicate the crops that you pick up, that's also a benefit as well. So you do not have to worry about having to redo this whole process again, so long as you have the full slots ready with those pets. Then afterwards, you're gonna need the chef gorillas. That way you do not have to recreate that dish again. So it gives you the benefit of actually having that chance to go ahead and duplicate dishes, duplicate crops. And again, should you choose to go ahead and choose Sam or Steven, the option is up to you. Though I feel like utilizing both of your plots here might be the best of both worlds because you could choose to go ahead and sell both dishes to Steven for shekels, and then you can actually feed the dish to Sam once a day. Then you can take those tokens and go ahead and buy anything that you could try to buy from in Sam's hidden shop. Now this entire thing with this twisted mutation, I'm not sure again what is going on. I'm still hearing a lot of people are having issues with this twisted mutation. I don't know again if it's a bug or if it's just really hard to get. But still at the very end of the day, should it be fixed, at least I'll be prepared with dishes that I can go ahead and hand over. Also, as a side note, I would really recommend you guys actually make the mutation sprays or wait until the merchant shows up so you can buy some sprays. I'm gonna go ahead and try to find the biggest one that I can find for the Grand Tomato, and I think it's gonna be this one. So I'm gonna spray it with a couple of sprays real quick, and then afterwards we're gonna unfavorite it, and I am going to attempt to grab it actually. All right, so this is our first Grand Tomato. Of course, this is a huge Grand Tomato. We're gonna do the same exact thing with the violet corn, unfavorite it, and then grab it. So we have our bread, we have the leafy, and we can choose to use a tomato or another Grand Tomato for this, and I think I'm gonna do exactly that. Okay, I might have messed up my own recipe. I added an additional regular tomato in this. It unfortunately made a porridge. So don't add another tomato into this at all. Don't do it. I guess the nice thing is this can technically be given to Sam because it's not worth that much. It's only worth about 6 billion. If we want to say 6.5, yeah, sure. But it's gonna go to Sam at the end of the day. Just don't do what I just did. Don't add additional things inside of it. And I'll be real, even if this doesn't work out for you at the very end, that's okay. I want to be able to save up a ton of dishes just in case if we do have an event that requires dishes to be made. At least I will have a ton of dishes that I pre-saved at the very end to go ahead and just give away. And this is just mostly to get like a certain amount of shekels to go ahead and constantly rebirth. Sure, I could go ahead and trade an alt account, right? All the shekels that I have right now, I could technically just trade that to an alt. But I feel like that's gonna take the fun out of it for me specifically, and you don't have to necessarily do what I'm doing here today. Go ahead and experiment with some of the recipes. I would say definitely hold off using the sprinklers first and just test out smaller crops. And then if that works out for you and it's a success and it's not just a regular soup, go ahead and use the larger crops and mutate them and use sprinklers, stuff like that. And then whenever you're ready to go ahead and utilize any of these dishes, whether it be with Sam or just selling it with Steven, at least you'll be prepared. And this video is primarily for those that are really wanting that challenge versus actually just being able to trade your shekels to an alt account. I'm still gonna go ahead and pretend that this whole trading thing is still not gonna be utilized. I'm gonna pretend it's gone, okay? I think this is just an unpopular belief right now for me, at least. I was actually having fun without the ability to actually get shekels this way. It makes it a little bit more challenging, and you have all these different methods that I think are really amazing. We have cooking, we have mutations, we have all of these things that we could try to do in order to get shekels. So I'm gonna just pretend that it just doesn't exist for the time being. And again, if you find these videos to be helpful in some sort of way, hi, I make Grow Garden content, and if you guys subscribe, I would really appreciate it. And as always, if you guys like the video, it does really help me out in the algorithm, and I would appreciate it. Until then, I will see you guys all later.
Okay, bye.